It's story time. Story time. Let's read it story time. Story time. I'm geeked to story time. Story time. You and me, it's story time. Story time. Let's achieve. Hello, my beautiful K crew, and welcome to story time with me, Kayla. How are you doing on this kind of chilly Sunday? I hope you're doing well. And of course, as always, please making sure to stay safe. Now today, we have another special Arthur feature. Today, we are going to take a look at a book from another returning Arthur who's all the way in the UK. Today, we are going to take a look at a book from Arthur Nathan Holder. He is a music educator who has written so many children's books all about music and instruments and where they come from. And today we are back with his latest book. And so, without further ado, the book we'll be reading tonight is called Where Are All the Instruments? West Africa, written by Nathan Holder and illustrated by Charity Russell. You ready to see what this book is all about? Ready? Set, let's begin. Where Are All the Instruments? West Africa, written by Nathan Holder and illustrated by Charity Russell. Here we go. For Ezra, Eden, and Noah. Shout out to all of you all, and also shout out to the rest of his friends and families and everybody watching. Where are all the instruments? I do apologize in advance. There are going to be some names and countries that I'm going to mispronounce, so I just want to apologize in advance. I'm going to try my best, though, as usual. Here we go. The Y Squad are in their favorite class, music class, of course. Today we're going to learn about African drumming, said the music teacher. But Africa's a continent, said Olivia. It's really, really big, isn't it? You're right, said the music teacher. There are 54 different countries on the continent of Africa. So why don't we focus on drums from West Africa? I love some good drums. I like them because you get to hit them and they make a really loud noise. Why just drums? I mean, are there any other instruments that come from West Africa? Asked Callum. The music teacher paused. I don't know about many, they said. What are we going to do? Come on, Y Squad, let's go find out about some West African instruments, said Olivia. Some of my family are from Ghana. Let's go there first. That's a great idea, said the music teacher. Let us know what you find. Ooh, so we're about to go on an adventure to Africa. We're going to learn a lot about their instruments. The Y Squad hopped on a plane and traveled to Ghana. They soon arrived at Black Star Square in the capital city of Accra. I love the ringing sound this instrument makes, said Olivia excitedly. It's called a gankugul. Ooh, so you use a stick and you get to, these kind of look like cowbells almost, and you get to hit them and it makes a loud ringing sound. The squad then flew to the capital city of the Gambia, Banjul, where they visited a famous landmark called Arch 22. This is called a kora, said Callum. They usually have 21 strings, and you pluck them with your fingers. Oh, what does this instrument remind you of? You get to pluck it. It kind of looks like a harp and kind of like a guitar almost. The group jumped aboard a boat and sailed to a beach in Cape Verde. Simboas are usually made from calabash or sometimes a coconut shell, said Zaki. They only have one string. I want to wonder what kind of sound that makes. Maybe it sounds like a violin if it has a string. After another boat trip, the Y Squad arrived in Conakry, the capital of Guinea. This is a jelly ngone, said Phoebe. Watch me try to play it. Oh yes, this definitely looks like a guitar. They all got in a car and drove to the tomb of Aski in Mali. The djembe drum is played all over West Africa, said Olivia. It's usually made from wood and animal skin. So usually the animal skin is what's on top of the drum. That's what we hit. And then on the sides is usually made of wood. They carve it. After their second car journey, the Y Squad arrived in Senegal on the shore of the Pink Lake Redba. This Sarba drum is played with one hand and a stick, yelled Phoebe. It can be really loud. They boarded a plane and soon arrived outside the Abuja National Mosque in Nigeria. Look, I'm playing a talking drum, said Zeke proudly. You have to play it under your arm. Also, there's a special kind of stick for this drum called the talking drum, and it has like a little ball on the end, and you hit it like that. Another short car ride later, the squad reached the door of no return in Benin. Look at this long stick with rings. The rings make a sound when you shake it and hit the stick on the ground, explained Olivia. It's called an alulun. Togo is right next to Benin, so the Y Squad jumped back in the car. They soon arrived at Monument de l'Indépendance in Lomé. Kashakas can be played with one hand, smiled Olivia. They make a rattling sound. So I wonder if they're filled with something that makes a rattling sound. They might have beans or bees in there. They decided to take a boat along the coast to Sierra Leone, where they headed for the Tokagama Chimpanzee Sanctuary. This is a shake-a-ray, said Phoebe. You have to shake it to make music. Next, the Y Squad flew to Niger, the largest country in West Africa. This is called a kakaki, said Callum. It's made from metal and is very long. Ooh, so that must sound like a trumpet. I may think it might be a trumpet. Getting back onto their plane, the group then flew to Marinida and sat down in the ancient city of Chinguetti. A nifara is a type of flute, said Zeke. You have to cover the holes with your fingers and blow. Liberia was next on the list, and the Y Squad were eager to see what they could find. This is called a sasa, said Olivia. It's similar to the shikari that Phoebe found. Oh, yeah, it does kind of look like it. Oh, they both have beads on them. The Y Squad jumped in a car and made their way to the Basilica of Our Lady of Peace, which is in Cote d'Ivoire. Bara drums are fun to play, smiled Callum. They come in many different sizes. The group's next stop was Guinea-Bissau. They stood in front of a monument outside of the former presidential palace. This akonting reminds me of a guitar, said Phoebe. It can have 3, 4, or 5 strings. Oh, yes, kind of like that first instrument we talked about. The Y Squad next took a plane to Burkina Faso and visited the decorated mud houses in the village of Tibeli. This is a balufon and is made from wood and guards, beamed Zaki. You have to play it with special mallets. Let's go back to class and show everyone what we found, said Phoebe excitedly. Yes, agreed Olivia. We can show everyone how to play these instruments and tell them about the places we saw. The Y Squad boarded their final plane and headed back to school. They have so many instruments. Were you keeping track of how many they found? Their music teacher was very impressed. Wow! Thank you, Y Squad. You've done an amazing job. Look at all these incredible instruments, they said. Let's make some music. The Y Squad were happy. Music lessons would never be the same again. They have so many drums. They have some string instruments. They have a wind instrument, 2 wind instruments. They have some shakers. And here are a picture of all of the instruments and also how to pronounce them as well. Like I said, my apologies for mispronouncing them. And they also left us with some fun facts about Africa, West Africa, things like that. The end. Yes, K Crew! It's always so much fun learning about new things because I never knew that there was an instrument called the talking drum. What was your favorite? I would love to know in the comments below. Now, I hope you enjoyed reading this book as much as I did. To find your copy and to check out his other books, make sure to head on over to his website. And you can also find these books on Amazon. And of course, be sure to follow on social media. A big thank you to Arthur Nathan Holder for this wonderful book and for expanding our knowledge. And I want to thank you all for joining me as well. But it's time to say goodbye. Are you ready? Here we go. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. My friends, goodbye to you. I hope to see you again real soon. Be proud of all your work tonight. Now climb in a bed and sleep real tight. On the count of 3, let's say goodnight. 1, 2, 3. Good night.